In the beginning of this story, we meet Moon Dong-yoon, a young girl whose life is destroyed by a group of wealthy and powerful classmates. The leader of the group is Park Yeon-jin, a cruel girl who knows that her family's influence will protect her from any punishment. Yeon-jin and her friends constantly bully Dong-yoon. They beat her, humiliate her, and even burn her skin with a hair straightener. Dong-yoon's body becomes covered in terrible injuries, but nobody is willing to help her. One day, the school nurse discovers Dong-yoon's wounds and asks who did this to her. Dong-yoon finally thinks someone might help her. But when Yeon-jin walks into the room and confidently admits that she caused the injuries, the nurse realizes how powerful her family is. Soon, the nurse loses her job. Dong-yoon also tries to report the bullying to her teacher, but instead of protecting her, the teacher beats her and forces her to withdraw the complaint. Her own mother makes everything even worse. Yeon-jin's mother gives her money and convinces her to abandon Dong-yoon. In the end, Dong-yoon realizes that she has no one left. She leaves school and begins working different jobs to survive. But instead of giving up, Dong-yoon makes a decision. She will spend the rest of her life preparing revenge against everyone who destroyed her. For years, Dong-yoon studies and works while secretly watching the lives of her former bullies. She learns everything about them. Yeon-jin becomes a famous weather presenter and marries a wealthy man named Ha Do-yeong. Lee Sa-ra becomes a successful artist, but secretly struggles with drug addiction. Jeon Jae-jun becomes a rich businessman. Choi Hae-jeong works as a flight attendant and desperately wants to become part of the wealthy group. Sun Myung-oh remains connected to them and constantly tries to gain their approval. From the outside, all five seem successful. But Dong-yoon knows their secrets. Her plan begins when she becomes a teacher at the elementary school, attended by Yeon-jin's daughter. Yeon-jin is horrified when she sees Dong-yoon again. The helpless girl she thought had disappeared is now standing in front of her as a completely different person. Dong-yoon tells Yeon-jin that she has spent years preparing for this moment. She knows where Yeon-jin lives, who she is having an affair with, and the secrets she has been hiding from her husband. Yeon-jin begins to realize that Dong-yoon's return is not a coincidence. Dong-yoon's first target is the teacher who once betrayed her. She discovers that his son is connected to her life and uses this relationship to expose the truth about his father. The teacher had helped destroy Dong-yoon when she was young, and now his own family finally learns what kind of person he really is. Dong-yoon also meets Kang Hyeon-nam, a woman who is being abused by her husband. Hyeon-nam wants revenge against him, while Dong-yoon needs someone to spy on her former classmates. The two women make a deal. Dong-yoon promises to help Hyeon-nam escape her abusive husband, and in return, Hyeon-nam secretly follows Yeon-jin and the others. She takes photographs and collects information about them. Through Hyeon-nam, Dong-yoon learns even more about the lives of her enemies. At the same time, Dong-yoon becomes closer to Yeon-jin's husband, Ha Do-yeong. She first met him while playing the board game Go, and he becomes interested in her intelligence and mysterious personality. But Do-yeong has no idea that Dong-yoon's entire life has been planned around destroying his wife. Slowly, Dong-yoon begins attacking the five people who bullied her. She uses Sa-ra's drug addiction against her. Sa-ra has built a successful career, but her addiction threatens to destroy everything. Dong-yoon knows that if the truth becomes public, Sa-ra could lose her career and reputation. Dong-yoon also targets Hye-jeong, who is desperate to become rich and respected. Hye-jeong has always followed the others because she wants to live their luxurious lifestyle. But Dong-yoon knows that her greatest weakness is her fear of losing her position. Jae-jun is another important part of Dong-yoon's plan. He was one of the cruelest bullies, and he has always believed that money and power make him untouchable. But Dong-yoon knows that he is the biological father of Yeon-jin's daughter. When Jae-jun discovers the truth, his entire world changes. He becomes obsessed with the child and starts fighting with Yeonjin and her husband. Dong Eun uses his jealousy and desire to possess everything to turn him against the people closest to him. Meanwhile, Sun Myung-oh tries to blackmail Yeonjin and the others. He believes that he can use their secrets to make money, but he soon discovers that playing against powerful people is extremely dangerous. The 5 former friends slowly begin turning against one another. The group that once bullied others together is now fighting to protect itself. But Dong Eun's biggest secret involves another girl named Yoon So-hee. Years earlier, So-hee was also connected to Yeonjin and her friends. Dong Eun knew that something terrible had happened to her. Everyone believed that So-hee had committed suicide, but Dong Eun knew that the truth was much darker. Yeonjin had attacked So-hee, and the incident eventually caused her death. Instead of reporting what happened, Yeonjin's mother helped cover up the crime. The truth was hidden for years. But Dong Eun never forgot. She begins searching for evidence that can finally prove Yeonjin's involvement. Eventually, important evidence is discovered, and the truth about So-hee's death begins to come out. At the same time, Yeonjin's perfect life starts collapsing. Her husband discovers that she has been hiding a secret affair with Jae-jun. He also learns about her history of bullying and begins questioning everything he believed about her. The biggest shock comes when he discovers that Yeonjin's daughter may actually be Jae-jun's biological child. Do Yeong realizes that his entire marriage has been built on lies. The woman he thought was a perfect wife and mother is actually someone who destroyed another person's life and spent years hiding her crimes. Eventually, Do-young leaves Yeonjin. Yeonjin also loses her career as the truth about her past becomes public. Her daughter begins to fear her. Her friends betray her. The people who once protected her no longer want anything to do with her. But Yeonjin still refuses to admit that she did anything wrong. She believes that she can continue escaping punishment, just as she did when she was young. But this time, Dong Eun has prepared too carefully. Evidence of the bullying is revealed. The truth about So-hee's death is investigated. Yeonjin's mother is also connected to the cover-up, and the police begin closing in on the entire family. Eventually, Yeonjin loses everything. Her career is destroyed. Her marriage ends. Her daughter is taken away from her. Her friends turn against her. And the powerful woman, who once believed that nobody could touch her, is finally left completely alone. But Dong Eun still has one final enemy to deal with, her own mother. Dong Eun's mother returns to her life and causes even more pain. She is selfish and willing to hurt her own daughter for money. Dong Eun finally understands that she cannot continue allowing her mother to control her life. After everything she has suffered, Dong Eun finally cuts her mother out of her life. Meanwhile, Kang Hyeon-nam also gets the chance to escape her abusive husband. Dong Eun helps protect Hyeon-nam's daughter, allowing her to finally fight back and build a new life. For Dong Eun, revenge is finally reaching its conclusion. Yeonjin is eventually connected to the murder of Myung-oh, who had tried to blackmail her. The evidence that she thought was hidden forever begins coming back. The police investigate the deaths, the bullying, and the cover-ups. Yeonjin's entire life collapses. But Dong Eun eventually realizes something unexpected. For years, revenge was the only reason she continued living. Every decision she made was connected to her plan. She avoided happiness because she believed she had to finish her revenge first. Now that her enemies have been destroyed, Dong Eun feels empty. She does not know who she is without revenge. The person who helps her understand this is Ju Yeojeong. Years earlier, Yeojeong had fallen in love with Dong Eun. She tried to push him away because she believed that she could not allow herself to be happy. But Yeojeong never truly gave up on her. Eventually, Dong Eun shows him the scars covering her body. For the first time, he understands the full extent of what she suffered. Instead of asking her to forget everything, Yeojeong decides to stand beside her. He tells her that he will become her soldier. Yeo Jeong also understands revenge because his own father was murdered by a dangerous criminal. The killer is still alive in prison and has spent years tormenting Yeo Jeong with cruel letters. Now, Dong-yoon and Yeo Jeong understand each other completely. Both of them have spent years carrying pain. Both of them have waited for revenge. And now, they decide to help each other. After Yeonjin finally loses everything, Dong-yeon realizes that her life cannot end with revenge. She has spent years surviving, but now she must learn how to live. She returns to Yeoyong and admits that she has been running away from the person who truly loved her. She tells him that he was her soldier for a long time, but now she wants to become his soldier, because Yeo Jeong still has unfinished business with the man who murdered his father. Together, they begin planning their next revenge. Dong-yoon eventually finds a way to work inside the prison where the killer is being held, while Yeo Jeong also moves closer to him. The criminal believes that prison will protect him forever, but he has no idea that two people who understand revenge better than anyone are now coming for him. In the end, Dong-yoon finally understands that revenge was only one part of her life. For years, she had been defined by her pain, but now she has someone beside her who understands her scars, accepts her darkness, and is willing to fight with her. After spending her entire life surviving the past, Dong-yoon finally has the chance to build a future, and this time, she will not be alone. If you enjoyed this emotional and beautiful story, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing movie and drama explanations.